again. I'm looking at it. It says Soul Stone of Samus.
Well, I don't mind taking a death if I screwed up or earned it or whatever, but I this
If it makes
computer
you feel better, you were the last one to die.
yeah, well this computer just like randomly turning itself off is really aggravating to me right now, so I honestly don't know why it's doing it. I think that's probably the biggest thing that's aggravating to me about it.
That dual Fear Reaper dot is what killed me.
Yeah. They stack up fast, that is for sure.
Now can I do it? Now it's that was freedom of movement. Never mind. Why won't it let me eagle for here?
What quest are you doing?
Lower Dole or something in Charm?
Is there a dimensional anchor?
Oh, there was. Okay, that's fine. Because it wasn't letting the dude teleport out of the...
Alright.
Well, I killed the dude. That's probably not great, but you know.
You're gonna have to tell me which quest. I realize that might say that there, but if you hit the X button, what's the actual quest name? Or if you look up in the actual quest thing, it'll say like where's there smoke, there's fire, or something.
Right.
Such an extremely average.
Yes. I'm scrolling through it now.
Just look at the top. Just hit the. I don't know what your bullet points look like, but if you make it where you can.
Oh no, I'm already out of the quest. Is the problem.
Okay.
I'm looking through the quest logs. I think it was best laid plan.
All right. Best laid plans, I believe, also has a thing.
Yes, it was the warehouse. So yeah, it was best laid plans.
Oh no, the warehouse should let you.
Well, I know that he had a device in the. He goes into the shield thing at the end of the quest when you're doing the waves of monsters or whatever, before you decide whether or not you're going to let him live or kill him. And
Yeah, that doesn't.
The device won't let him out, and he tries teleporting out, and it says there's anchor in the general chat when you are in there.
Yeah, I don't think that matters.
Well, it wasn't letting me do that.
Okay.
I could finish out, but I couldn't do it.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's see. So something that I just realized, and it may or may not be connected, is I had started using the one of the new skins. I had started using what is it called? Gothic Bites skin, and I hadn't had any problems. Then I switched back later yesterday to the regular skin to kind of show something to somebody about the regular skins, and I never switched back. And now we've had 3 problems in 2 hours. Are they connected? I doubt it. But it's something that's an outlier condition that it could be related, so I'm going to switch the skin back and see if it stops. I'm just very aggravated and really need the game to continue to run at this point, or I seriously will just call it an evening.
So, when was the last time you put components in the computer?
When's the last time I screwed with my components internally?
Yeah.
I don't know, probably 2 years ago.
Okay. I know guys that like every single month go in there and like take canned air and spray it out.
Yeah, I probably
Like,
could use a cleaning, but again, I'm fairly certain it's not hot or anything like that. I'm not convinced it's a hardware problem. I'm relatively certain there's some combination of stuff that's going on internally, whether it's button pushes, whether it's unless it's a keyboard or a mouse issue that like I'm hitting some combination of things to make it screw up. It's not the physical hardware, I don't think. It could be, not ruling it out, but I don't think so. Hey Smash, welcome to the computer continuously turning itself on and off stream.
Story of my life.
Hope you enjoy BS for no reason. House Durasco, yes. Over by Delira's Graveyard. Click on Delira's Graveyard and you'll get a window that says like normal graveyard or event quest or to the dungeons. I'm going to start with the event Delira's until you earn a bunch of keys. And then from there you can go to the dungeons and play with things.
I like playing things.
Don't we all? He likes playing with things too.
I don't know for sure, but I would assume Voodoo on his channel has a primer on situations there. Okay. On the event, so if you're looking for a primer.
Oh, I want to make a Ruby of Gil spool. That's what I want.
Yeah, you also, if you're interested in arties, you should definitely have a level 7 rune arm for sure.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like a must-have in my opinion. For your account, you don't have to have a bunch.
Level 8 artificer, so that'd be like an immediate upgrade.
You know, I heard next year we're gonna get one heck of a nice rune arm.
Yeah.
I already talked to Steele about it. I told him what I wanted. He said he'd see what he could do next year. It's too late this year.
Seems unlikely.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah, I really think I should just start designing items and just start posting them on the forums somewhere. Yep, shoes here. Shoes here.
Is that something I crafted or have the rated rune on?
It's, you have two different things that you can make. You have items, and I believe it's in the items list, and you also have what they call consumables. And consumables are where the like gems are located, and items is where like weapons, rune arms, stuff like that's located.
Oh, if you go to show me your wares, it shows different stuff.
Correct.
That's a ton of cosmetics.
There's a whole bunch of things. It's a lot of options. Okay.
Whoa! 1 to 6 negative damage on enemy weapon study? Is that good, or am I just crazy?
It's fine.
You're crazy, but it's not relevant.
It's fine. It's medium. Okay.
7.
I took 5, by the way.
You did.
I did.
I suppose I should do the same.
There's the rune. Okay. Only 1.
Alright.
Wow.
Is it nap time yet?
Certainly feels like it. Whew. Excuse me. And I don't even know if I can turn on my monitoring system In case it happens to be there, that's the problem.
What in the world is good route bugs?
There we go. We'll try to monitor chat through the phone.
I can't.
3 action points remaining. Accept.
Why do you do this?
Why not?
I don't like charisma drops.
But
Why do you? Oh, it's strength damage. That's even worse. Wait, I'm doing charisma to the damage. I actually don't care. Just remember that.
but it's fine.
But
What we're
yeah, it's
doing?
fine. I don't need strength. I got charisma.
I'm re-ship buffing, and I'm gonna check
Okay.
gear at 5. I feel like something's nagging me in the back of my head that there's something going on at 5, but I don't remember what.
25 more DDO points. 25 points closer to the goal.
Nice.
Suppose I should go talk to the Coin Lord's patron since I'm at. Well, I could do gatekeepers as well. I don't know what gatekeepers is, but I could use an extra inventory tab.
Put on my wisdom hat. That seems good. Put on my those
Being
things.
wise is good.
What was that, Shu?
I said being wise is good.
Yeah, when your DC, like your damage and your everything comes from wisdom, it does seem all right.
Occasionally.
This may sound crazy of me, but it almost felt like you got an option to get a ghost gem through Ravenloft.
That is crazy.
Maybe I bought one with DDO points when I was
Also,
making
not a
it.
thing. You probably were given one by me. Several people have gotten one from me over the last year or
Probably
2.
looted one off my corpse.
Also, possibly that.
Shoe drops.
But I'm fairly certain that at one time I had 7 or 8 of them saved up. I've used, I think, 2 of them or so over the years, and I think I had 0 when we started. So I have
Okay.
given away several to people over the last little bit.
I do not believe I'm one of the recipients.
You
That is most likely what it was.
possibly or
then.
not. Alright, let's see. Level 3. Oh, I know where we go at level 3, Shu. We go straight to heck. Let's,
Yeah, I knew what you were.
Yep.
I really didn't, but okay.
We go over here and we do things.
All the things.
Couple.
All the things that Disney won't do.
Oh, I don't think Disney won't do anything for $1.
I mean, they made man fall in love with robot.
But did they?
Oh.
Or did they make robots fall in love with men?
They did that too, I'm sure.
I don't know who instigated that. I just know Lando was involved.
Did Catacombs quests change? Because I don't remember handwritten notes.
Correct. Catacombs has been remodeled. It's a it was part of the change for when they made it epic. It's similar but different.
I didn't notice a change? Question mark.
It's fine. It's
I am clearly not as
it's
well-versed.
big enough changes that it's substantial. But if you're not somebody who is familiar, you probably wouldn't go, oh wait, this is like way different. But
Yeah, I haven't played any of these changes.
Remodeled with pumpkins. That too. Smash'ems.
I don't think I've really played much in 2 years or so. I mean, I popped in here and there, but not really played.
I probably didn't play until after the changes were already made, to be honest with you. I never really advanced past level 5 back when I was playing off.
Well, they were changed, I think, in the last year, maybe 18 months. So...
Okay, I probably played...
You probably just didn't notice.
Before Sarn, and I had pre-ordered Sarn, and I had pre-ordered Ravenloft. So I had played from Ravenloft till the pre-order of Sarn.
Yeah.
And then I just flat out stopped playing.
You probably just didn't notice. It's not a big deal. Said there's... The differences are kind of subtle, but yet, for the people who do it a lot, you're going to notice it was quite good.
Well, I'm sure when my dad runs through it with my brother, he's going to go, wait a minute, what?
Nah, he'll be like, oh, this is all great. Excellent. She ran there.
That's the holder. Put that death block on? No.
I might have shortcutted that.
Nope, it was fine. I was just making sure we had the kills for the Reaper points. Alright, so here is... Well, not yet, but soon will be one of the big changes.
Yeah, I'm gonna pike the next quest. Or part of it. I'm gonna be 3 minutes late, man.
It's fine.
I gotta go talk to a man about a horse.
Oh, yeah? One of the big changes is they added a store right here, so you could repair and or buy things. Also so happens that you can buy 20 resistance potions in here, I think. Yeah, 20. Which is pretty big, actually.
What are you resisting?
Well, it's damage resistance.
Resisting my charms?
That's an everyday occurrence.
Not everybody can resist my manly charms.
Well, I'm
Just
straight.
saying.
That probably helped.
Just saying. All the ladies be like, whoo, whoo.
Hey, that hurt. Stop throwing me in the air, beholder. For Demon Sphere. Okay. This is not good.
Interesting.
Okay, self-heal. Great.
So I have a friend who disagrees with me on a political level.
Oh boy.
But I think we probably agree more than not on a lot of things. However, he is concerned about what he is seeing right now, and he's made some comments about getting ready to start carrying for the next couple of weeks just to make sure that he's secure.
Is it true that there's not as much running around in here anymore?
Correct. That's one of the big changes.
So you don't have to like go down floor by floor by floor by floor.
Yes. They are now like divided into like sections with like 3 of the quests in a row, 3 of the quests in a row. And also you don't have to like run up and down. They now have a quest navigator in the middle.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think all of our options are junk, and whatever happens, no one's gonna be happy. So I'm just keeping my head down. And that's what I'll say about that. I'd like to think the Libertarian could win, but I don't think it's gonna happen.
She's not a
I think that's
Libertarian.
way too wishful thinking.
She's not a libertarian. I get tired of people saying that.
Okay.
She's running for the Libertarian Party, but she is not a libertarian.
Would you say he's better than Trump, though?
JoJo is not better than Trump.
Can you remind me what negative levels do?
They give you like penalties to hit, penalties to damage, and lose some hit points off your maximum total, and and correspondingly your current total. Also, like your saving throws get a penalty. It's basically like a big minus to everything.
So if I can still clear same level as me content with -8 levels, does that mean my character's rolled pretty well?
No. They don't really mean that much.
Oh, I can use a D-door. Sweet. That's the first time I've used D-door.
Though, I'm going to have some strength issues pretty soon. No, and to answer your question, right, without getting too absolutely bonkers in the situation.
Right.
JoJo has already stated that she would impose national lockdowns and mask requirements and stuff like that in the face of this pandemic, right? Where Trump has already said, we will get you the resources you need, governors, and I will be happy to... what did I not do? Oh, she already got there in advance of the thing. And he's let federalism do his thing. So he has let the 50 states come up with their plan for what they think is best. And then has supported them in whatever they needed. They say, hey, we need ventilators from the federal government. They got ventilators. They said, hey, we need hospital beds. He sent them the USS Relief, I think is what it's called, to New York City. It was there in less than a week. They set up field hospitals out in the park. Like, he was there with whatever assistance that they needed. Same kind of thing with like this rioting situation right now. There's a lot of situations saying that with the riots at the level that the riots are at, you could easily take and implement the Insurrection Act and go in there and shut these things down. But instead, he's not doing that. He's saying, no, we're going to wait. Shu, one of the things that you missed, if you talk to that guy who spawns right beside you, he gives you an in reward.
Yeah, you always talk to him. It's a
No, he's
monster.
never. He's new.
Right.
But or was I? Oh yeah, not doing the Insurrection Act, waiting for governors to request or mayors to request aid. Like that's all stuff that JoJo said she would do, which in my opinion is pretty authoritarian, as opposed to Trump not doing that stuff and staying away.
I haven't actually listened to her at all. I
Right.
was just basing it off the fact my dad was calling her libertarian.
Well, she's running as a Libertarian Party. She's in the Libertarian Party, but she is not, in my opinion, very libertarian.
Fair enough.
When she has openly said things like, "Oh, I would have had a mask mandate. I would have had a lockdown mandate. I would have used federal forces to support these cities, whether they asked for it or not." See what I mean?
Yeah, that's more authoritarian. The
No.
one problem I have saying that, though, is that from the countries we did see do the mandate on the lockdown, it did seem to help.
No, it didn't. Depends on where you look. If you look at like Sweden's completely fine. Their their overall death percentages as a basis of the population is the same, if not lower, than everybody else. And every place that had a lockdown, like through Europe and stuff like that, is currently in the midst of their second wave, and they're getting ready to reforce people down, and their death rates are actually skyrocketing over and above. The places in the United States that had the biggest lockdowns, New York, New Jersey, stuff like that, they're the places that have had the worst deaths in the United States, as opposed to like the place that we would imagine that would be the hardest hit, i.e. Florida. Like, Florida is probably, if you think about it, they have the highest average population in the country. We know that this is a disease that hurts people that are older, right? But their death rate is actually several factors lower than a lot of other states that had lockdowns.
Right.
And that doesn't make sense because, again, their average population is so much higher than the rest of the union. So, again, I'm a person that follows I'm reluctantly lawful, right? So Kansas, our mayor put a mask mandate into place. Our county went, no, we're not going to do that. And I was like, sweet, because it doesn't make a lot of sense to put a mask on. And then my city decided they were going to do a mask mandate. And then my county went, well, since our entire, like, we are basically the city. We have like 2 little towns around us. We're going to follow the lead of the city. Because it didn't make sense for people to be, like, our county to have you don't have to have a mask, but then have the biggest city in our county by far, and the, like, 90% of our population to do it. So we wanted to all be on the same page. So the county went, we'll do whatever the city wants. Which is kind of aggravating. But
So
again,
did one of the devs die recently?
not that I know of. But that's not
There's a
something.
remembrance thing in this quest, so I was just curious.
Yeah, not anything that I particularly remember. Not saying that one hadn't passed, but it's not usually the kind of thing that I would go out of my way to remember. This is trapped. Oh, you found it. This quest does have a big change. Shoot, don't recall out or detour out or whatever. So again, in my opinion, there's some pretty big differences from JoJo and
Right.
Trumpers. In that regard, she is closer to Biden than Trump, in my opinion, on that.
I actually
So anyway,
don't know that I've minded what policy they have let him enact.
Trump's policies have
Yeah.
been great.
Yeah.
It's not the
I was gonna
policies
say,
that have been
I
a
think
problem.
it's going to be ridiculous, but its policy is lined a lot better with the Republican Party than I thought it would.
I don't
You
think he's
ignore his
necessarily.
Twitter, I mean, if you ignore his Twitter, he hasn't really done it.
So again, the policies have been. Now we go back up top and talk to what's his name. The policies have been good. The promises, like he's made a bunch of campaign promises. He's done his best to achieve most of those, which I think is aggravating a lot of people. Because you're not supposed to.
Actively.
You're not
actually
supposed to
do-
follow through on your campaign promises.
Right.
Duh. But yeah, so I don't know. I may or may not lose some followers right this minute or some viewers. I don't think so, but I voted for Trump. I've never had a president that I could list off more than 4 things that I thought they did that was a good job. I think I could probably pick out 4 things from the first year of the Trump campaign, and or the Trump administration, and I could go on after that.
Right.
Things even from the last 2 months, all the way from the beginning. I feel like, yes, he runs his mouth a lot, and I don't like it. Yes, he says things sometimes that I don't care for. Yes, I feel like he gets taken out of context a lot, and people latch onto these little bits and pieces and sound bites, but they don't listen to the 5 seconds before or the 10 seconds after. Because the media doesn't like him because he's got an R behind his name. And it's just true. That's just how it is. And that's totally fine. I can get that. You know, I voted for people on all sides of the tickets if I thought they were going to do a good job. This is the first president that I'm happy to vote for the second time. Or on
You
a
voted
re.
for Obama the first time, but not the second time, correct?
I've never voted for Obama. I did not care for Obama at all. What I mean is that to keep the seat, this is the first time I voted for a president to keep his seat.
Right. Well, this is only my second time voting ever, so that tells you how young I am.
You are a wee baby.
And I was like, by 6 months able to vote in the last presidential.
Yeah. Also, so, I did not vote for Trump the last go around. I was a pretty staunch, as they put it, never Trumper. I registered for the first and only time in my life as a Republican to vote for Ted Cruz in the Republican nomination because I didn't think Trump would do a good job. And then I became hopefully optimistic.
Thank me for making that assumption.
Well, I did that, and then as soon as Ted Cruz lost the nomination and Trump won the nomination, I went, oh, well, I'm not going to be in a party led by Donald Trump, and I left the Republican Party. So that is how I felt about it. But again, 4 years of good policy changed my mind. Would I want to go to a dinner party with the man? No.
No. I don't know, maybe. He can take you to quite the swanky steak shop. I mean, he's rich. Like, ridiculous.
No,
rich.
I don't give a shit about that. I will go sit around someplace. Because when I going to places and doing stuff, to me, it's all about the people. I would rather go have a good time with some people that I think are good people, even if we disagree on things, even if we argue on things, as opposed to try to put up with people that I don't care for so I can get cool things. That's not what I'm about.
I'm typically the same way, and there's some things that I've just kind of given up on never happening in my life because of it, but that's fine.
You have to set realistic goals, but it doesn't mean that you should give up on things. Oh, I need to see what my charisma is. I think my charisma is balls. It's not that bad. We might be able to turn some stuff by accident here. Oh, we accidentally turned something. That seems great. Also, LJ found out that September 30th, 2020, Kansas imposes no waiting period between the time of purchase and the actual physical transfer of a firearm, which I did not realize to be true from a commercial vendor. Now I thought everything had to be private sale for no waiting list. So my friend now can acquire a pistol. He's gonna start carrying for the next couple weeks, he says.
Unfortunately, I think that's probably smart.
Well, I am likely. I mean, I've been debating on carrying anyway for a while. But I watched a couple of interviews recently with some individuals, and it seems like they're going to get violent regardless of who wins. And I don't think that. Again, I like the idea that, like Trump, for example, hasn't turned on the Insurrection Act and called in federal troops unless requested, or engaged on federal property. Like, I appreciate that, but at the same time, I think that there's a time and a place sometimes for getting in there and getting people safe. Like, you can't have a discussion right now with people because, you know.
So, do you think I should get for doing the dungeon?
I think if you do every single one once, you need 7 keys, I think, or 6 keys.
Okay, then I've got, if 7 is the max, then I've got them.
Yeah, then you're fine. And I'm not saying that you're necessarily just going to run each of them one time and be done. That is what I have been doing. Also, you want to run them 5 levels above where you're at for maximum droppage.
Okay, so I probably want Ellery and a good hireling then?
It doesn't matter. They're not that much more difficult.
Okay. So if I'm level 15, I want to be running them on point?
Yes, you might want to have a hireling if you're taking it to that watermark. But
well, that's
yes,
what you said to do, so that's what I
did, but I didn't like. It's a big difference between 19 and 20 for a lot of people. You are probably one of those people. That being said, a lot of those quests are very simple and easy and not a big deal. The ones that are difficult and painful, you'll want to have a hireling that can kiss your boo-boos. Oh, she found a Fear Reaper.
I have to go to Marketplace to get hirelings, right?
Probably. There are other places as well, but that's probably the most convenient place for you to get a hireling. If we can move past some of this trash into a smaller cluster, that would be great.
So these gems, can you unsocket them and put them in different weapons?
Cost money. Cost money, but you can. And with the update, all this stuff's getting slightly tweaked. So once you unslot it, I don't know how it's going to reslot into things like... Alright, I found you. He's somewhere. There you are.
So I should probably Google what this new update is doing.
Well, part of it's going to be obviously the content, like most of it's the content. You have the shifter class, you have the shifter, or the expansion, or sorry, not the expansion, the prestige thing, the illusionist. You're gonna have, we'll go this way, shoe. You're gonna have the enhancement pass, or the not enhancement pass. The augment pass. You get some unicorn mounts depending on which tier you buy. For most people, it's going to come down to the augment pass and the quest being the big things. Unless you figure out some build for the shifter that you really love, or you're really into like melee paladins or something.
You might bother getting excited.
Oh, they're great. Like right now, the paladins are maybe not top tier, but they're certainly in the high category for getting stuff done.
Well, I don't know if you saw, but I got one of the guys in chat getting me your paladin build for First Life for Dead.
There you go.
Well, that'll work. I don't know. He's trying to carry my brother through content. See how that goes.
It'll probably be fine.
Start on the outer ring or the inner quest?
It doesn't matter.
So do you think I can do level 20 or do I need to do 19?
I would try it and see what happens. The first one, well, depends on which way you go, I guess. I always walk into the downstairs and go to the right. Yeah, because that first one's really, really short, so I always start there.
That's right.
Alright. Another thing that changed here, shoe. Oh yeah, this is pretty good. Past that. Is that the gear drops as you go around. I also thought this guy opened up a secret door to the next quest from here, but maybe he doesn't. Oh man, we are ready to take level 6 now too. I'll finish this chain before we do that though. I also think I'm going to bio really quickly. That is not the button I wanted, so I'm going to get to see that all the rest of the day. Alright, we have wisdom to damage. I think I'm going to go ahead and take the other falconer attack.
Oh, wow. Yeah, this hurts.
And then at some point we'll take this extra hit points, and then we'll probably switch to start going up either some of the War Piece tree or some Henson or some of both. Alright, be right back. I'm going to use the restroom, everybody. There's nobody watching according to my phone, so we're just going to walk away from the computer. We're not gonna take a break. Be right back.
This hurts like a good solid bit. This is ridiculous.
Oh, my wife took all my towels.
You know when that happens.
Well, my downstairs restroom is the one I primarily use because I spend most of my time down here streaming. And I have a towel that hangs up in there that I dry my hands on. And then I also, because I spend so much time in my office, I also keep my shower towel. Typically ends up living down here because I'll come down here after a shower, work on some other stuff while I'm drying off from my shower, stuff like that, and I'll just end up hanging my shower towel out. So not only did she wash towels in taking my shower towel, she also grabbed my hand towel out of my restroom. So now I have no towels.
That ain't good.
Yeah, it's fine. We'll deal.
Okay. Death 1 has been achieved.
Congratsies.
Okay.
Like I said, you may end up going you need to figure out what the highest level you can get things done at is. Ideally, you want to be 5 levels. But if you
Okay, I may have to do like 4 or something.
yeah,
This is just a little too much.
yeah, if you can't do it, you gotta figure it out. Because again, the goal is to get those keys. The problem is, or the keys. Get the most amount of rewards out from the keys as you can. The problem is going to be that if you end up spending 2 keys because you die and you have to leave and go back again, then it doesn't really help you. Gunshilo. Gunshin LOL. Thank you very much for hitting the follow button, my friend. Appreciate you being there. I haven't checked the Twitch chat on my phone in a minute to make sure that everything is actually still working. I have the feeling we lost Shu because of pain. I was pretty bad earlier, but I put a bunch of the CBD oil on my neck, and now I think most of it's gotten up. Part-time, yeah. I still do their community management stuff, and so like planning their events, running their events, scheduling, getting those kind of things going. Those things I still take care of. I would like to do more, but again, I think a lot of people are just, the corona's got them scared real bad. Alright, things seem stable. I'm going to turn back on the web browser so I can actually know that I can watch the chat correctly. So hopefully we'll be watching the chat correct. What's a ton?
Oh, I almost did it on 5 extra levels. Like, he got to like 300 health or something and died.
Yeah, I think. Did you get a big hireling?
I did.
And the big hireling's not like making the big carries?
I got a level 15 cleric. That may have been a problem.
That should be fine.
Yeah, and they were keeping me alive. Well, I was keeping me alive until they ran out of mana, and then that was that.
And it's just not. I guess we'll check this and make sure it's running. Yeah, it looks like it's running. Looks like the stream's running, but there's nobody around, so I don't know, we'll see what happens.
Oh, she was certainly people.
Yeah, she's back. All I know is tomorrow is doctor visit day, and I am ready. Ready to get.
Yeah, tomorrow's chiropractor day?
Yeah, ready to get things draining back where they're supposed to.
I know it sounds kind of funny, but it's almost weird to me that DDO doesn't have like PvP rewards.
Anything that they were to give for PvP rewards would be at best cosmetic.
Right.
And it doesn't make a lot of sense for them to really do that.
Right.
Because
The other reason I even mentioned it was because the majority of like every other game I'd ever played gave like special weapons and stuff.
sure, but I imagine that P versus P is designed and balanced in those games.
Yeah.
As opposed in DDO, there is no balance that can really be done in that regard.
Yeah.
It's just, it wouldn't make any sense to do it. It's part of the reason why there's such a small number of people who actually play P vs. P in DDO. Alright, Shu, I don't know if you're actually here paying attention, but the next quest now is over here and there's a chest. Sounds like he's paying attention. So they just retooled this a little bit to make it just a little bit nicer to run, I think.
How's your magic going? Something you do, right?
Yeah, it's fine. I actually have a bunch of decks I need to assemble this week, or look for bits and pieces of. And then I don't know exactly what, but somebody posted in my
Okay, that's constitution damage. That's not okay. Get out of here with that.
It's just hit points. What do you care? Just get a heal.
Use con to damage.
Just get a heal. Con to damage. What are you playing?
PDK bard?
That's charisma to damage.
Oh, charisma. Never mind. I don't care.
Well, I mean, it's hit points. It's how you don't die. But
I don't need that. I just need damage. Damage is its own defense. You kill stuff quick enough, you don't need to worry about the health points.
ah, spoken like a glass cannon.
Oh, is this considered a glass cannon though? It might be.
No, definitely not.
It's like a medium armor, two-handed sword.
Definitely not. You are at the best middling in the road. Did we do all of them? Doesn't look like it. Missing one.
I may actually have to go to a restaurant this quest. We're feeling okay though, currently. Mana consumption is not as...
Couple of them are long. Couple of them are not as long. Couple of them are a massive pain in the
Another
ass.
key at level 19 to see if that's a better spot for my current damage output. Slash survivability slash Ireland.
Yeah, there's definitely a gear, or not a gear. There's definitely a level difficulty change, whatever you want to call it, from 19 to 20. A lot of the 5s will kind of transition things.
I feel like if I had one of those ghost gems already, it would be a totally different story.
It's quite possible.
That's definitely the first part. Whether or not I put it on the Ravenloft swords is totally another story. I forget, is Ghost Bane something that can actually come equipped from the sword, or is it only from gems?
There's a bunch of different things at a bunch of different times. I cannot tell you what currently is random loot gen droppable.
Okay. I'll Google it.
Things change continuously. I don't even know if the wiki knows for sure if it's currently around or not around. Alright, that guy's beat down. Now we have to
Yeah, Igor Gygax
run out of
is the
here.
name of the person that they've got trying to or whatever in the...
He was one of the original creators. He died a long time ago.
Yeah, Gary Gygax was. He's well, not that long ago, like within the last 10 years, I think. So is Dave Artisan. There's Gary's in Delira's Graveyard, and and Dave is in Thrinnell. But those are the two Dungeons and Dragons people credited for.
Yeah, but 10 years is half of Bard's lifetime.
Yeah, that's fair. He's a wee baby. I forgot.
Quite.
He's a wee stupid baby.
11 would be. I am 22. Still probably a baby compared to you guys, but
Gary passed. Gary passed in 2008.
So I would have been 10.
There you
12
go.
years ago, more than half of your lifetime.
Huh?
More than half your lifetime.
I said that's 12 years ago, more than half your lifetime.
Yeah.
It's alright. He's a wee stupid baby. It's fine.
Well, I'm smarter than most of my friends, so there you go.
Aw, it's fine. That just means that
I
you...
had a friend put nitrous on his car this last weekend, and then was surprised when the clutch wouldn't hold the power and he burnt up a bunch of stuff. It's like, I need a new clutch. It's like, I was told to do something was going to break. It's like, it didn't break. I was like, did it catch on fire? No. Can you smell it? Yeah. You broke something. Possession.
No, I'm sorry. I'm here. The wife came in.
Reimburse me $42.
Okay. Let's...
Doing things to his body or something?
I don't know. Had a slight internet disconnection, so...
I got the Rona.
I'm sorry to hear that.
I wish I would hurry up and get the Rona, then I could just get it over with.
It'd make life easier for you, probably. Alright. Let's go crush this quest.
Ooh. There is a Ghost Touch greatsword.
There's lots of Ghost Touch weapons.
Yeah. All the weapons.
Yeah. I didn't say Ghost Bane. Ghost Bane's a different thing. Ghost Bane is like Ghost Touch plus Bane together.
Yes, it is now.
It has been for a long time.
I'm just looking at all of the great swords that are like name drop items.
And you got the Ravenloft sword, right? You got the Ravenloft sword, right?
Yes.
You just push through until you can get the gem and that ghost and that sword, and you'll probably be fine for now. Especially if this is the character you're going to do a bunch of stuff with.
Yeah.
That might change if you do some other things here, there, the other where. But for the most part, farm your first one up, and go from there. But the real issue is that you're only going to have, I said, today and tomorrow really to do that. So you're gonna get real good at doing those quests. You may be able to find them on the auction house or the shard exchange, more likely. But that is people asking for real world dollars for essentially for those kind of things. And again, ideally, you'll kind of pick up two. One for heroics and one for post-level 20 land. So you don't have to worry about like fighting reapers or anything like that. I don't know what greatsword you're going to want.
I do know what greatsword I'm going to want. Called... Echo of Black Razor.
Okay. That, I was going to say that's the only one I could think of that makes a lot of sense. That's going to be a little bit of grinding, but not too bad, probably.
Level 28 to wield it.
Yes, but you can get the level 9 version of it now as well. Although, again, the Ravenloft one's probably just going to be better.
Drop the level of the enemy by 1.
You could also do it the other way around. You could start at level and then go up a notch and see if you can... Maybe that would be easier to kind of figure out where you're doing. Whoa, there's a big hit. Hey, looky there. We finally got an update saying that we're live again. If anyone's trying to watch, whether this is in the vlog or after or whatever, or didn't now, apologize. I fully admit and realize that today has been just a really weird day for my stream, and I apologize. Nothing in particular I think I can do about it except scream at the moon.
Werewolves London.
That's a fine movie. Not great, fine.
Sir.
Something that was fine though. Have you seen this video of the woman going through the making her projections that Biden and Harris are going to win based off of their horoscopes?
What?
Oh, it's
No.
amazing. It's amazing. It's some woman, I guess she does TikTok videos on horoscopes. And she's like talking about how going back for like the last 15 presidential winners or something, these things have been in some sort of retrograde or I don't know. I don't understand. I don't understand the cosmetology-esque language very well, but it's like this 3-minute rant about how all this stuff's happening, and then if this is like this and like this means a great political change and all this stuff. It was a very amusing video by a very attractive woman in a very revealing red dress.
Well, by all means, then.
Yeah, that's And now you're all caught up.
I listened to all my news from very appealing women.
That's
Very revealing dresses.
as they deserve to be. Oh, you want a sanctuary shoe? Sure you do. Here you go, buddy.
I got one.
Was it mythic?
No.
Now you have a mythic one. Look at us. Team get her done. No matter who wins tomorrow, let's all remember the most important thing. The Last Jedi is a terrible movie. Oh,
Which
savage.
one was that again?
Not the last one, the second one of the new trilogy.
Oh.
Right, because Hope Awakens, The Last Jedi, and The Rise of Skywalker or something.
Oh yeah, the Rise of Skywalker. I don't know.
They were all bad.
Yeah.
Alright. I'm just going to finish the quest shoe. No Reaper experience for this one.
Sounds good.
Alright.
Don't need merfolks currently.
Everybody out of the train. Just leave. If you got your gear, just go. That's hilarious. So here's a +1 Shocking Dagger of Incorporeal Bane, but that does not give Ghost Touch. It's so cute. Alright, Shu, are you ready to level again?
Yeah.
Really
We
beating through it tonight. So
we could do Waterworks really quickly, but I will probably cap in the middle of Waterworks. Yeah, we should do that. Which means I'll probably abort. Yeah, well,
I mean, this is first life. I don't care.
So at
Just
the
for favor.
Yeah. Well, so at the end of last life, I got to level 20 and then joined Tobrel and Beef for some legendary Reaper quests. So I drank a 50% XP potion to get as much of the Reaper experience as possible. Well, that also means that I only used that for like 3 hours or something, which means I still have lots of hours left over of that XP potion ticking along. So that's part of the reason why we're kind of just cruising through stuff so quickly. Alright, you want a re-ship invitation, or do you not care?
I got 3 hours left. I don't care.
Okay. Just re-picking up resistances.
seems to be the sweet spot.
There you go. Whatever it is, just complete as many of them as quickly as possible. First time through bonuses are quite a bit of experience. Missed the door.
Okay, that was like an enchantment point all by itself. Okay.
What server are you guys mostly on, Shu? Kenneth?
Yeah. That's where I got the most stuff.
Ah, that makes sense.
My brother
Even
is
after-
making my dad play on Kenneth.
Even after all this time playing with Sam, I still have more stuff on Kenneth.
That's a dedication.
More to do with the fact that like 30 characters over here doesn't necessarily equal a whole lot of as much playtime as one might think.
This looks interesting. I feel like I'm back in Harvard. This is that quest I used to like jump on top of the big box. Get out
Yep.
of it.
Again, all those quests are based off of other DDO quests, and they're kind of like twists on the other quests. So whether they're loved ones or hated ones.
I guess the question is, should I skip?
You can't. If you skip, you will not be able to complete. You need to go through the whole thing.
Okay. Backtracking. I don't have a rope to do the fire trap. That make it interesting.
It's fine. Just jump over the trap.
I've been having a little bit of internet issues, so
Just get up on the boxes, jump over the trap.
understood.
Boxes on the right side, climb up them, jump over them. That's why they're in the convenient stair shape. Oh, this is a cute picture. There's a baby in a pumpkin with its feet sticking out, and carved on the front of the pumpkin is "Trick or treat or smell my." And his little feet are
Nice.
sticking out. Yeah, it's pretty cute. From Bussy McBusface on the Instas. I'm actually enjoy Instagram much more than I thought I would. Just seeing all these other people with their bus builds and van builds and stuff like that. They do a lot more like people having fun in the middle of nowhere posts, like more focusing on them as opposed to focusing on the nowhere part. Which I'm of course more interested in the nowhere part, because that's the idea for me. But whatevs.
Exclusivity. Get rid of it. Everyone should build buses.
Certainly working on it. I was trying to talk Grimmy into doing a box truck. Like, if I was a single guy, I would do a box truck. If I was single, doing it over again, I'd just get a box truck. I convert it to a single room with a like a pull out type, like have a shower built someplace that kind of looks a little funky but can get the job done without leaving the room. You know what I mean? Like, I would have a shower curtain that comes out of the wall somewhere and then drains off, and probably a toilet box, but it would still all be in one room. And if I wanted to live in a particular like town or city or something, I would just find somebody who wants to make like an extra $100 or whatever a month, let me park my bus in the back of their yard for like a year, 6 months, whatever, like year to year. Not bus, box truck. And again, I'd make it look as plain and normal on the outside as I could make it. Just like stealth camp everywhere I could. The nice thing about a box truck is it's got the flat roof, so you can put solar panels up there and people don't really notice. You could set it up where, you know, you could go in through the back hatch or the back gate or not. I've seen some people basically be able to completely stealth their truck builds. There's been some really interesting ones that I have seen.
Oh yeah, 30% trap bonus.
Nice. Good job. You got it before we finished the thing too. Other thing I gotta do is I gotta figure out, I'm gonna,
No spiders?
what I gotta pull the trigger on first here. I'm pretty sure it's gonna have to be the ladder, since Riley's looking for materials. But
Whoa. Oh. I just about died. What happened here? How?
ran out of hit
Elemental
points.
resistances, those are a problem. Understood. Looking for elemental gear.
You're in the quest. Oh, here's a chest.
Well, I think I made the right choice. After the first one, I backed it down one more level, and I'm still almost dying, but I am clearing things a little faster.
Yeah, I mean, as long as you get things done, man, that's... You earn more materials if you don't die than if you do die.
True.
So, whatever your speed is, it's fine. Oh my god. Shoe? There. It's feared now. That guy was
Seems
about
me
to
that shoe is
really
just
be
toned
your
down on
problem.
the difficulty shoe stuff.
Well, let's, one, not encourage him to be annoying. And two, I don't think it was ever really that bad. He had windows. The main thing is, just being able to get the bad guys together. If they're busy chasing Shu, I can't can't kill them. Currently.
I don't know. I quite personally enjoy playing on difficulty shoe. It was quite entertaining.
I bet you he can have an iconic ready to help you for whatever you want at any given minute. All I know is I am helping Shu get a little bit of favor and a character powered up so he can get this farming going. His favor farming. Don't imagine Shu is trying to like push anybody's buttons. He's being quite the gentleman when it comes to farming up this stuff. Oh,
I mean, I can respect that.
I want that bag. Alright. Duder's up top. Gross.
That's left though. There's a lich in there? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Alright, song up.
Couple of liches. Liches ain't no big thing.
Oh, you got frozen solid. Yeah, that's a problem, ain't it? Oh, not quite the full enhancement one. So, I need one more ghost gem.
I'm gonna babysit this thing. Pulleys. We'll just go through the top for speed, since it should be clear. Okay. I was just here and it wasn't down. Now it's down. BEA beautiful.
Did I not get enough stuff from that other quest? What?
Some of them drop less than others.
Oh. Darn. Try this on something then so I get another key. I need to do that one quest another time and then I'm gonna run this the dive ones.
Alright. Back to paying attention to the video game for a minute, I think. Ugh. I don't think I ate enough. I'm hungry. Just keep going. Around the corner into a mess.
shame. Thank you.
Allowed to move again. Looks like she already went the acid way, so we'll go this way. Trust you well enough to bring me my share of the collectible. I'll deal with this famine reaper before we get too cray. Oh yes. I got a withered cryptomoss shoe. And
Isn't that what you all
and 74 mysterious fragments. I feel like the game is with us today. That's what I'm looking for. Always looking for some cryptomoss. You kidding? Delicious. Put that in my soup.
So far.
Guys just decided not to do anything. Also, the other thing that makes leveling go much quicker, for the record, Bard, having somebody else who, one, understands your playstyle, and two, also knows how to get the things done in your playstyle. So, for the last, let's say, year probably, Shu has most likely been the single person I played with the most in the last year, even with his long break here. Maybe last 18 months. So he has a better understanding of how I move through the quests, I think, than like even somebody like a Tobrel, who I play with as much as I can,
Right.
but because we're not usually within the same level window, we don't get to play together. So I think
Cleric, come save me. No.
that makes a lot of difference for just getting things done in a timely and efficient manner.
Right. Okay, sorry, that got a little hairy there.
Oh, I'm sure.
I got turned to stone. That's not a good thing.
Shield block for Medusas.
No. Again? Really?
It's supposed to shield block if Medusa's looking at you.
It's not a Medusa, it's the floating skull thing you brought over, dude.
Oh, Vergul?
It's saying it's a demon something or other. Like a floating skull with a bunch of... I think it's, what are they called? You need death block for them. They like shoot stuff with their tentacle heads, their floating head.
You have a bunch of possibilities. You're going to have to narrow it down. Do they have bat wings coming out of their head or not?
Yes.
And they're Vergul. Or at least that's the model. Ah, found him. Let's say he was in this one.
Beholder, that's what I'm thinking of.
Okay, so they do not have bat wings coming out of its head.
I don't know, it was a pumpkin. It was a floating pumpkin with a bunch of snakes up the head.
There you go. That would be probably a ghost beholder. A doom sphere. Bop doom sphere. Shoo-ba-doo, a doom sphere. Laser beaming you all day long.
Yeah, I was like turned to stone and then also like thrown in the air.
Telekinesis.
Yeah.
It's getting tossed around. Getting a good
Sweet.
tossing. So it made you hard and then tossed you off?
Mm-hmm.
Typical female. I mean,
Sounds like a party.
This dude hurts. Champion of my bot. I will not dance. I refuse to dance.
Dance, dance. Falling apart.
They're gonna make a bard dance. Good luck with that. Okay, cool.
That's funny.
That was a handsome point.
So there's an individual I started following on Twitter because I met him via the Tim Pool. Well, I didn't meet him, but I've learned about him through the Tim Pool IRL podcast. He started his own podcast, and he's doing stuff. But I've been following his adventure today. He recently tried to register to vote in Maryland, I guess, and his registration didn't get processed in time. So he is not registered to vote there. But he found out that he was still registered to vote in Arizona.
Right.
So he bought a plane ticket at the last minute to fly to Arizona so he can go vote tomorrow. Well, he wanted to vote today, but he's not going to make it today probably. So he's flew there. He gets to Dallas, and he finds out that his mom is on her way from the Dallas airport to Arizona as well. And it happens that they run into each other when boarding the plane, they're on the same plane,
What?
but they didn't know that they both were running to Arizona, basically to go vote.
Wow.
So he's been tweeting out this story, and he just tweeted that he landed at Arizona a little bit ago, and immediately got interviewed by the NBC local affiliate, and is going to be on their 10 o'clock news. So I don't know if it's they've also started following this story, or if they just went to randomly interview people that may or may not be coming home to vote. It's not his real, he's moved now, but that's where he's still registered. So
Right.
I have the feeling that it's more likely the fact that they've been latching onto his story, but it's a little interesting.
I guess I just stumbled upon a raid group. There's just people from 8 different guilds, 30 people standing around the market.
Well, quite possibly.
I'm gonna be a kid.
Quite possibly. Alright, level 29. Yeah, I was really hoping that we'd get something useful through here. I guess this means that we can go do the first part of Shanticor. That's also a level 3. I tend to just do all of it, but I definitely think we're a waste experience if I do that, so probably just do part 3 and then come back later to do the other 2 parts.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night.
Alright, bud.
I'll drag myself through his shoe later.
Sounds good.
On this low level stuff.
Well, I said I think I'll be on in the morning tomorrow, but I don't think I'll be around very much tomorrow. If I am, it'll be offline. I'm not going to try to stream tomorrow during everything else that's going on.
I picked up 50 more DDO points today, at least.
Yeah, it's steps in the right direction. What's the goal? I know you want to get shared banks unlocked, but how many points do you need for that?
And she has 850, so 1500 minus 850, 650 more.
Okay. So a little bit. But you get a big chunk at 400 or something, right? Each server? I forget how that works.
400 and 1,000, I think.
400 1,000.
And I might, roll up on a few different characters.
Yeah.
Servers.
Well, I assume you'll hit all the. You'll do the
And I'm
server.
hoping there'll be a new hardcore pretty soon, so I can run that one up.
It'll probably be after the new year, I think.
Probably.
But yeah, I assume it'll be somewhere in that ballpark.
I'm gonna try and drag her through 1,000 on hardcore when it comes back.
Yeah, it'll be fine. Like I said, I will. I haven't 100% decided my plan, but I'm really like the way that bear tank played, so I'm tempted, or that barbarian bear tank. So I'm tempted to do that and try to be the tank for the group. So a lot more people can just focus on pure DPS type stuff and traps, because that's a thing that build can't do. It can't do traps. But with those things figured out, should be pretty smooth. Yeah, I actually a Clonk, and I think the Clonk is probably so far one of the better spots for the dude here. I can't think what it's called now. The shifter class race. Could also just be that I'm using the Howl of Terror, and it feels really good at these levels.
Yeah, I haven't done hardly any of the new stuff. There have been some races and classes I haven't even touched yet.
Yeah, I mean, the great thing about this game is you can enjoy it at whatever pace you want, right? So you don't need to go fast unless you want to go fast.
Anyway, have a good night, bub.
You too, man. Thanks again. I'm gonna fire you. You're fired. Oh. I think we want to go the other way, actually. If we want to go this way. I always have to stop and remember how it goes, but I'm pretty sure this will take us to the chest. Yep. Oh, we turned some guys. We must have rolled really well on our turn. Those are the first couple of guys that we've exploded with our turn undead. That feels great. Explode some more guys. Oh man. Did I remember to cast this? Is that why I'm suddenly... Nope, I didn't even cast that. That is weird. We're even going for like maximum enchantment DCs too, I think. Just really mess people up.
I'm gonna head off for the night, Sam. I'm starting to get a headache and I got still more.
Sounds good, mate. You have a good night.
Good for you too.
Oh. That's funny. So, Talab put Jerry's new hairless face in the not safe for work category. It's pretty cute. Think after this we could take level 6 and not lose any sleep over it. Let's be able to blast through here. And honestly, if we could squeeze out just a little bit more, I think we can get to 7 pretty fast. Kyber prayer pamphlet is pretty nice. Sweet white caps are just that. They're sweet. Okay, is that enough? Is that enough to keep our alert from yellowing out on us in this infight? I think so. Maybe not. Maybe we'll still end up yellowing out here. Oh, yeah. And a Carnage Reaper. Guy, you're in trouble. Fran Reaper decided to just get us. Go faster! Go! Run! Yeah, we get 1 rank. Is there any other 6s or any other 3s that we care about? No. Yeah. Okay. So let's go ahead and level, and then we'll hit House D chain, and then we'll see where we're at from there. Oops. Just spinning in circles. Oh, I guess we don't have a choice. We have to improve law. So now do we want to take Arcane Initiate and take +1 to our DCs? That'll hit everything, both the both Soundburst and Howl. It's probably reasonable. I think it's reasonable. Okay, so well-rounded seems like a good pickup. Hit points seem like a good pickup. And then we can pick up hit points here. We can pick up Divine Might. We could start up the Shintao trying to pick up some hit and damage with quarterstaves. Kind of feel like we want to start going up here. Just don't know how easy it's going to be to make this happen. Which capstone do we think we want? We're not going to have 5 levels of monk, so probably one of these. We're not going to be heavy armored though. This seems great. I mean, this seems really strong. We're probably just going to actually keep going up this tree, probably, I would assume. Oh, hey, I probably should also put the sprint boost on my bar. Oops, he. So if that's the case, don't we just want to keep putting stuff up here so we can just get to expose weakness? I think so. And if it is the case, then do we want assassinate DCs? This is not considered a tactical feat. So well, let's just keep going up this list for now. Just for now. Level 6, we get a hat. We get a couple other things. So let's make this magic happen. Ho, ho, it's magic. You know. Oh, sit up. Sit up and pay attention. Miranda? Welcome. I am enjoying the new shifter race, actually. I didn't think it did that much for us on our previous life, but this life, we went deep. I'll pull it up in a second. You can look at it. Stop it. There we go. We ended up going deep, and we ended up taking Howl of Terror. What's unique with it? So it's, first of all, it's extremely odd. It doesn't really make a lot of sense where it's supposed to go. Like a lot of races, they make sense to go to a certain place. Like gnomes make sense to be a intelligence-based caster or intelligence-based build. Half-orcs makes sense that you want to be in a strength-based build. Shifter's kind of a weird place because, first of all, you get rages and abilities to buff your rages, right? But you can't cast spells while you're raging unless you go up a particular tree, and then you can take spells while raging. So like it seems odd, like it kind of wants to be a druid barbarian type thing, but this shifter, but you can focus in two different directions. So you can be like rage into more wisdom or rage into more constitution. Yeah, right, a rage caster. So it's kind of weird. And then depending on which way you go up, it limits your options. So like if you go more constitution, more armor class, rage, then you can't cast spells while raged. So like last life we did a barbarian going the defensive abilities. So like this power on the wisdom rage gives us +10 to spot and 6 to dodge while raging, where the other one gave us 12 PRR while raging. Right, like that's a big difference. Like I said, this one's giving us 100 extra spell points, and you can cast while raging, and the other one I think gave, I don't know, something kind of odd, kind of weird. Well, that's just it. It's a rage, but it's not a rage. It's like a weird rage. I don't know. It's kind of it's odd. But what's cool about it is you get the maul attack, which you can just do with a melee weapon, and it's an intimidate. So you get a second intimidate timer for any build. So you can have your regular intimidate, and then you can make this attack that's also an intimidate, which is kind of cool. Which means if you're a druid, you could have 3 intimidate timers, and a bear druid. You can have 3 intimidates, which is really cool. But the thing I'm building around this life is this Howl of Terror, which, if you remember, is a druid spell, like level quite a bit. Spells, druids, I want to say level 6. Alright, hang on. Level 8. It's a level 8 druid spell. So, the difference is that instead of it being like your regular DCs, right? So instead of it being 10 plus blah blah blah, you actually get 18 plus blah blah blah. So right now my DC is something like, I think I calculated it, let's see, 18 plus 13 is 32, 33 in Reaper mode. Our wisdom's not going to change enough in Reaper mode for it to matter. We picked up another spell DC because we took the Wizard Past Life feat. So we're like at a 34 probably, maybe a 35. It doesn't tell us what the DC is on the tooltip, unfortunately. But it certainly is interesting. It certainly has some interesting things going for it. So because we're kind of wisdom based. Oh, also real fast, this ability score multi-tool tip. It looks like you can take these things, but they all go to wisdom. It's currently bugged, and they only go to wisdom right now. So it's not like we want to fill out across this bar to pick up 2 more wisdom, or previous life 2 more strength. If it gets fixed, it's gonna be really nice. Yeah, I'd agree. I think DC should be calculated for you somewhere. For sure. Alright, we're not even wearing boots at all, so I guess we'll put some boots on. Whatever. We could put on this shadow armor, but I kind of like the idea still of frozen tunicking. This is a lot of hit points, though. Alright. Talk me on into it. We're currently wearing a wisdom hat. Let's put on a different wisdom hat. Which means our goggles are not needed anymore. Do we have a different goggle? Oh yeah, we can do this this random loot gen that we found. That's fine. The other big question is, do I want the bludgeoning bankroll? Probably wouldn't hurt just to have it. I think we're probably still primarily on the chieftain spear, but it's fine. Yeah, I think that's all well enough. So yeah, it's just like a weird, it's a really awkward just a really awkward race. It doesn't quite make sense where it's supposed to go yet. I haven't played much DDO for the last 3 weeks. You're trying to get back into it, but the issue of watching people play this crazy shit on Elite and Reaper mode with ease, and you're struggling on Elite. Don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. So, one of the things that I've been trying to talk to people about lately, and I feel like I keep having the same speech all the time, but there's a lot of people who struggle below level 20. Right? A lot of people, they don't spend as much time above level 20. They struggle with that stuff, and things get difficult. Don't put your struggles because you're not doing what somebody else is doing on Front Street. Just realize that it's okay. You'll get whatever you get when you get it. It's not a big deal. Yeah, your warlock is 14 or 15. It's totally fine. And you don't have to go and do everything on Reaper and yada yada yada. But the people you watch, right? You watch me, you watch StreamTom, you watch Voodoo, you watch Nibvin. Like, you watch those people. Those are the people who are, like, we play all the time. Right? We're probably, like, I stream DDO more than 40 hours a week. It is my job to stream this game for you. So, you do something for 40 hours a week, 50 weeks a year, you're going to develop some proficiencies at different levels than others. So, it's a mindset that I've been trying to impose upon people, and some people get it and some people don't get it. Some people really don't get it. All right, I'm going to step away for 30 seconds and use the restroom. I'll be right back, everybody. Quick ad break. Oh, hit the ad break. Alright, I'm back. Dry my hands off here really quickly. My wife washed towels yesterday, and I haven't re-put my hand towel back in my downstairs restroom. I appreciate people being jealous. I get jealous of things all the time. Don't think that I don't. There. Certainly people that have different successes. Alright. Let's get this party started again. We might have considered getting a hireling. I don't know. We'll see what happens. We might be fine. We do have the ability to heal with mana. We do also have the ability to sprint boost like 9 times, so we should be able to get through the quest quick. We have Hal. Hal should lock things up nicely. But between Hal and Soundburst, like, I really do feel like we just terrorize things. Super jealous of one in my party I run with once a week. We just made new characters. So we got our older ones at 30 and wanted to keep them there for farming. Oh, you're just jealous of the success that somebody else in your group is having with their build? Yeah, assuming that we're on the same wavelength, I have it was a tank in our old party, now you're the tank. Incomparable, having lots of HP all the time, didn't take damage while you're struggling. We are in the exact same boat. I was literally going to talk to you about the fact that the reason I'm experimenting with some of these a little bit more odd builds, not this one in particular, but that Barbarian one, is specifically because on the hardcore server, I really enjoyed having a really great tank with us, and it was noticeable when we had a great tank with us and when we didn't. So the only way that I can guarantee that I'm going to have a great tank with us again next time we're playing on the hardcore server is to be the tank myself. But I am not super skilled at being a great tank. It's just not a muscle I have flexed a lot. I'm a pretty good caster. Some would say I'm a great caster. But I struggle in that area. I'm also not the world's biggest DPS. That is another thing that I struggle with. Like, I'm pretty fine-tuned for heroics. You know, I pretty much have my heroics down, and I can take pretty much anything through heroics and get things done. Take that same pile of nonsense and put it into Reaper mode. I don't know if I'm there. I'm gonna have to. It's going to feel like a new game for me in a few weeks when Samus is done and is ready to transition to that post level 20 all the time world again. But between skill sets, builds, Like, there's a whole bunch of variants when it comes to tanking. We have a person that's been playing since the start, and he helps out a lot. Always runs as a healer. Makes being able to read Reaper Tomb from the beginning of his first life. Yeah. Like, having a quality healer is also strong. I mentioned this a little bit earlier today, but so I played with Shu for a little bit, and Shu is probably the person that I've had the most playtime with over the last year, 18 months, somewhere in that ballpark, right? I have a pretty clear understanding of what I'm going to do, like what he's going to do, how I'm going to do. We understand each other pretty well. I know that I can generally trust him to take care of the things that I know that he's going to take care of. He may not be around when I think he's going to be around. He may be screwing around breaking boxes instead of doing the quest. And 9 times out of 10, that's okay. But we understand each other's playstyle and how it affects us. So having that team with you makes a big difference. And I bet they don't mind you struggling while you develop those tank skills. Howdy crisp. That was brought to you on the power of Hal. I was right on the back of Hal. That was crazy. Well, I never said I was always right. It's not true. I say I'm always right all the time. I'm always right. But if you get stuff done, it's not wrong. Sit down. I don't want a shrine, but I think we're gonna have to go shrine here. Mostly because by the time I think we lock... nah, never mind. We're good. I really thought it was gonna take me many more manas to lock this down than that. Between Soundburst and Hal, I feel like our crowd control is pretty bonkers. Hopefully we can keep it going. One thing you learn about Paladin tanking: why no Bastard Sword favorite weapon? You can, right? But it's in the Night of the Chalice tree. Maybe not. I thought the Night of the Chalice let you... No, I guess not. My bad. Yeah, Greatsword's really strong. Alright, we're going to turn on our afterburners. I'd like to have this quest finished in the next 10 minutes here, so we're going to skip a bunch of stuff just to make sure we get it done. This is a lot of experience. I usually don't have an XP pot running, but with the end of Last Life just happening to run. Putting one on for some Reaper experience. I am wanting to make sure we take full advantage of the situation here for what we can. Bollocks. There we go. Yeah, there's no feet for it. Can you use a dwarf to give you a racial hand and a half weapon? We're gonna have to outrun this Fear Reaper. Looks like it. Looks like we had to outrun that Fear Reaper. Oh, that's not the button I wanted to hit. Don't kill me, bro. Don't kill me, bro. Die! No! Ah! It's usually between Bastard Sword and Dwarven Axe for first feat, unless you're a dwarf and then you get the axe one for free. Yeah. I'm gonna have to gibbers up. That's lame. Yeah. We should have switched to this thing to start with. If we had, we would have been fine. Let's just go straight to the marketplace. Maybe one less loading screen. Oh, we're gonna have to walk a shame too. Oh, we're not on countdown anymore. First lower deck. No, we were so close. We're that far away from the spirit binder. Oh. It's fine. It's not the big deal. I had the feeling that we were a little bit too short. Try it again. Yeah, it's definitely a thing that happens.
Alright, we're going to bed.
Alright, give me a kiss.
4 episodes left.
Whatever, man. Never sleep. Never sleep.
I watched 7 episodes.
Give me a kiss. Never sleep.
No, I got to go to sleep.
Did you look to see if you could download them?
Yeah, I didn't see any options or anything. Because I didn't DVR them either. Because,
Right.
you know, it's just a weekend
Preview.
thing. And so, surprised I could even watch them all, but they were all there. I don't know, we'll see. They're on Hulu too, but Hulu might just be doing the free weekend also. But,
Yeah, I don't know.
Probably won't be there tomorrow, but if they're not, then I don't know. Just get
Do whatever you can.
have to pay for like a month or something. I was saying something about a free. Hulu was saying something about a free trial, so maybe you can do that and watch the last 4 episodes. And I don't know. Anyway, I go to bed.
Alright, get some sleeps. Love you. I took that thinking I might use it. I'm never going to use it. Yeah, if we were bypassing DR the whole time, I think we would have won that fight without the death. But we also red alerted the dungeon trying to tear through it, so win some, lose some. So people are now projecting Arizona to go to Biden, huh? That's interesting. We like completely ran around where I was looking at. I'm looking at a current prediction of the presidential election. And they have a couple of interesting states going certain directions that are a little bit odd. I've seen some weird predictions lately though, which you might as well make outlandish predictions, because if you're wrong, no one holds being wrong against you. They only hold being right for you. You might as well make the most outlandish predictions you can get away with. All right, what buffs do we want to make? We can Searing Light. Do we Prayer? Mass Aid. It's protection from energy, and put that in our back pocket. Protection from energy along with our... Oh, we didn't take regular energy, did we? No, we didn't. That's alright. Yeah, that seems fine. Do I have a change for the UI? I can find it. It's on... Here, let me just look. I'll get it. So I commented on it, so I should just be able to search for my own comments and find it. Here you go. It's Gothic Bites. I said, I think, and I commented this at the time. See if anyone's ever replied to my comment here. Yeah, no one's made another adjustment to my reply, but there's a couple of things that need to be, in my opinion, adjusted for it, but it's very minor. We're going to try to milk as much experience as we can out of this last little bit of this XP bonus. But we are still going to stop and pick up this collectible. It's too much value to let that go. Need to kill 7 guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. So I'm usually I usually hoard XP potions and stuff like that as well. The thing is that with this particular life, or the end of the last life, I should say, I jumped in with some legendary first time quests in Ravenloft. People were doing Reaper 6. So I power leveled to 20 and then I jumped in with them to get that Reaper experience. So I wanted to get as much of that Reaper experience out of that as possible. So I went ahead and I hit a potion, and that was giving me like a little more than 8,000 Reaper experience a quest, and I think I did 5 or 6 of those quests with them. So it was like 40,000 Reaper experience. So it was pretty valuable to me to knock that out. So this is just a leftover from that running through. So I can't really tell how much we streamed today, but we did stream 3 hours this afternoon. We started at 7 today, so another 4 hours. So we're very close. I mean, clearly we're very close to done. How, please? Do not die here, Sam. Come on. Alright, good enough. 3 minutes. Can I get through the next quest in 3 minutes? It's going to be close. Would I recommend reincarnating at 20 or 30, though? Special for a new player with a fresh character. So, I think that's a little bit different for everybody. I'm a person that I enjoy level 1 to 20 the most. I don't like having to go all the way to a particular area before I reincarnate. That being said, being flexible on it is pretty good. What would I recommend, though? I think if it was me, and I've said this to many people before, what I would do is I would pick a playstyle that I was into. If it's ranged, I would build my my character to be good at ranged. If it was melee, I would do that. Obviously, spellcasting is a lot more difficult. To be a quality spellcaster at low levels is tougher. Like if you're going to be a DC based spellcaster, it takes a little bit of work. But it's still very doable. So if it was me, I would look at your playstyle, and then I would be like, okay, for example, if I was playing a brand new character, what would I do? I would be like, okay, let's do ranged. Let's do dual repeaters, which means I need to do 3 ranger lives. That's like my big perk out of past lives for being a ranger, or for being ranged. That's what I want if I'm going to be ranged. So then I go, okay, so that's my plan. I'm going to get the +6 to hit, or +6 to damage with every single range shot. Bam. And then from there, I'd be like, okay, do I want to get my racial lives out of the way? Do I want to get my oh man, we're going to be really close. 40 seconds. Or do I want to get my classes out of the way? Classes will get you the bigger reward sooner, but you're going to have to spend a feat on it. Right? You're going to have to knock out 13 more lives. And then you're also going to have to... Oh, just kill this landslide, please. Oh, we're gonna be close. No, we lost it. I thought we still had like 5 seconds left on the clock when I looked, but we don't. Dang. That'd have been sweet. We're really close on that one. Pure Warlock Caster is your caster solo character. You love Warlock playstyle and you want to keep the character as a spellcaster for the foreseeable future. Alright, well then, you're in luck depending on what style of a spellcaster you're into. You're in luck. So like, if you like cones you do need a lot of Warlock in. But if you like auras, you can get a lot of the perks from being a Aura Warlock on lots of other classes. In my opinion. So like a few levels of Warlock on, say, like pretty much anything goes a long way if you're doing Aura Warlocks. Otherwise, if you wanted to be a DC based spellcaster, you're talking about 3 wizard levels. You're talking about 3 favorite soul levels. You're talking about what else are we talking about? Isn't there some more DC based stuff? There's another spell pin one. Cone is the fastest way to level. I don't know about that. It might be the fastest way for you to level, which I will agree. I don't know what your particular play style is for how it works. I honestly think that like a Necro Wizard is probably the fastest. If you're doing a Warlock, though, it's probably the fastest. Also, hello Beef. Welcome back, Thakgar. Did you learn your lesson? Or are we going to have a problem again? Because the next time we have a problem, you'll go on ban. The easiest and doesn't require you to invest. Yeah, I mean, I'll give you that too. Give you that. The fear is great. It is really slamming. Between Soundburst and the Howl, we're really tearing things up. Speaking of which, Law Domain. So I built around the Howl of Terror from in the shifter tree. I put all 3 points into it. I took the Cleric Domain Law because that gives you bonuses to your enhancement DCs. So I'm currently estimating my enhancement, my DC for Howl is somewhere in the 34 to 35, 36 range, somewhere in that ballpark right now, which has basically been hitting everything except unless they roll a 1. There's just nothing I can do about that. And then also, if I remember to Howl nearby them, they're picking up a bunch of minuses to their saving throws. not as good about remembering that, but it certainly does lock things down. It's bigger than Soundburst, centered on you, but it's smaller than you would think. I have not got a good way to lock down the distance yet. If you're actively logged in, Beef, I would not be opposed to doing some testing. Like, if you got a minute. But, like, I'm pretty sure from here I'd be able to hit that spirit... from here I'd be able to hit that spirit binder. So that's, like, 3 tumbles, basically. You're logged out and in bed. Yeah, it's a little shorter than I would like, but it's not as far as some other things. Alright, are we going to miss any 4s? We can go do, like, come out and slay and that stuff, but we don't have to. I don't think we need to. Yeah, let's just skip it. Let's skip it. Like 7 meters. Yeah. It's probably close. Somewhere in that facility. Now is when I kind of want to start going up UMD a little bit. What am I going to UMD? Teleport? Nah. It's fine. We can just get our spot caught back up. Alright, I don't even know what this does. In this state, you gain 4 wisdom, 3 to spell penetration, 2 to your effective level for turn undead, 4 maximum hit dice when turning undead. Okay. So it's kind of an interesting one. How often does this take? Last 1 minute. Cooldown is, what, a small eternity, I assume? Alright, level 7, I think this means that we immediately go and put on our Raven Eye set. Do we still care about this after that? Not really. So I think we'll put on our big concentration hat. If we had a deadly thing, maybe a deadly thing would make sense too. We could add in the dexterity one, grab some extra poison damage on attack. I think that head's reasonable. We're not stunning, so I don't care. I don't care. This says deadly. Am I willing to give up some insightful false life and quality false life for that? Sure, I think so. I don't know why the Captain Chapeau is always at the, or Chapeau, or however you say it, is always at the end. So 3 deadly all the time. There. Raven Eye. Raven Eye. I really love the Raven Eye set. miscellaneous trash that we found, right? Do you want Seeker 5 over whatever this is giving us? Definitely want our Elemental Bloom now. This is going to be our big boy stick for a while. This stick can probably get put away. I don't think we can go back in deep storage. I don't think we need it for the foreseeable future. What else are we missing? Here's another one of those things that we were debating on whether or not to keep and use as a leveling item. Problem is we're almost done with leveling, and then we're going to rearrange all of our stuff. It's Holy Keen with a red slot. It's pretty close. If it was a falchion, I would not hesitate. Or a greatsword, I'd not hesitate. Oh, I know what I'm looking for. Assuming I can find them. So at 6 I didn't put on the beads, the prayer beads. I kind of like them now. The platinum prayer beads. We are actively doing our own healing. I have not grabbed a hireling, so these are pretty great if you're forced to do your own healing. I was actually pretty pleased by the Chieftain Spear. I thought I did a good job. The Vorpal Stick of Feeding I think was fine. Alright, so we have those two. As our staff. 3 is our staffs. Yeah, that's really fine. I'm trying to decide if I want those other boots on. I think I do. I think I'd rather have a little bit more strength guaranteed than electric resistance or whatever. Just not a... Those boots don't wake me up in the morning, you know what I mean? Alright, so now we pick up resist energy if we need it, and then we take I'm just gonna grab water breathing now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Do I plan on needing water breathing? No. But would I rather have it than worry about it? Yes. Yes, sirree. Oh, 3-Row Cove. The place where life is good. XP doesn't matter because it just comes. It's just like, ta-da! Just falls like manna from heaven. I'm going to skip this quest because I never do that one. Did I grab a ranged weapon? I did not. Let's grab nothing. You shush. Who do I have a shuriken? My shuriken doesn't. Alright. Silver longbow. Kind of want to have a throwing thing so I don't have to worry about it taking up arrows taking up a spot in my inventory for when I TR. That's probably a weird reason not to, but that's how I feel right now. Alright. And then you said my stuff was broken. Big jerk. You know, factual with my shot need repaired. My shite. Alright, picked up our quests. Yeah, I think we're good. Great Pelt just said on YouTube that my life review was nice. Oh, for Shifter Life 2. Yeah, I'll get that video posted specifically as well up pretty soon for the Barbarian Druid Shifter Life. I thought it felt good. Logged on with 2.7 DDO points. Ravenloft, here I come. Nice. Just remember that Black Friday sales usually include those things. I'm certainly not saying wait, because the Black Friday sales are usually not DDO point related. But I am saying that budget accordingly if you can. An extra $20 or so towards DDO is very likely to be quite strong content wise and such. Oh, we're gonna get stuck on a loading screen? Buy the other packs on Black Friday. Want to get the expensive ones out of the way. I'm down with the plan. Whatever the plan is, it's up to, I mean, as long as you have one. I just literally wanted to remind you, if you've never been around for Black Friday, they tend to put packs on sale for Black Friday. Nope, those are uncount unlock, so that's across all servers on all characters. There might be some. Let's just look. Let's see what the wiki says about. Sometimes they have first content unlock things, but sometimes they don't. Alright, so if you were to buy the adventure pack for this, you get the quests, Alright, yeah, so that's just the quests. And the raids. Yeah, I don't buy a lot of stuff like this from the store. Alright, looks like we're going to have to do the DDO die, come back to life thing. We've had so much problems with today's stream. I really do apologize for all the difficulties tonight. Feel kind of cursed today. Well, you know what we should do? We should big sexy face. Sexy face while you're restarting. Need to get a haircut. I'd do it myself probably again. DDO and issues go hand in hand. Yeah, they do. They certainly do. So today my entire PC turned off 3 times. My wife accidentally unplugged my Ethernet cable once. And now we've locked up. So we've had 5 issues, one of which was not a computer related issue. I'm fairly certain DDO has something to do with the crashes. I do not know what it is. It was aggravating. Alright, so we're no longer in a foot race. It's kind of nice. Been around since 2006. As much as I love the game, they still have issues. So we were kind of talking about some of the problems that they've had over on Tom's stream a little bit earlier today before I got started. And the thing about DDO is that you're playing Jenga, right? On a moving car. It's why sitting in a swing. And you're trying to play Jenga. And the reason why is because just the fact that the game engine is 16 years old. I mean, the game's been around for this. We're coming up on our 15th anniversary. Assuming that the game started at least a year in advance. It's on the same basic engine, right, as Lord of the Rings. But they've diverged a lot. Lord of the Rings came out a year or 2 before DDO did. So it's a pretty old framework to start on. And they've been working on better and better technologies on top of it. And they just kind of keep stacking these Jenga blocks on the Jenga tower, trying to keep it from falling down. And people are trying to play 1,000 miles an hour down the road. But one of the Jenga blocks happened to be a swing set. Another one happened to be a box fan. You know, these things just added up, piled up to the point where it's really weird and complicated to try to get everything working at all the time. Which means sometimes a block's going to shift and not stick where it's supposed to, or just fall over, or end up down the middle of the road. Just to change the engine, how hard can it be? It'd be like building a new car. And at that point, you might as well have DDO 2.0, right? Which I think they would really get some support out of if they were to do that. The problem is, I don't think that's going to happen. And I think they have already basically said they're going to ride this pony to the ground. Will there be a time where SSG packs it up and says, yeah, we're done here? Probably. But when will that be? Will it be 5 more years, 10 more years, 20 more years? I don't know. I would say right now, the lifespan of DDO lives and dies on the availability on 4K televisions and how willing SSG is to get 4K covered in the game. If they don't get 4K covered, that's the lifespan. When the critical mass of monitors become to the point where the people struggle playing it, then you're in trouble. And there's quite a few people that struggle with it now. There's a bunch of people who don't seem to have that much problem, but there's a lot of people who really struggle. So until they get that question answered, they have a time. They have a ticking. And it's when the majority of players have switched over to 4K and their monitors just can't handle it. Oh my god, are you kidding me? We were up there. Then we just lagged all the way back down. I think that if you didn't bring the database over for a lot of things, the game would have this. You would have to start back over from your fan base. You would have a percentage of people transfer over, but you wouldn't have everybody. So, like, for example, at that point, would I come back to DDO? It depends on the play style. It depends on, does everything continue to work nicely? Is the engine just fixed? Is the graphics just fixed? So, like, for example, HOTS, which is another game that I play, but it's put out by Blizzard. They had a 2.0, but their 2.0 basically was, they kept everything the same. Like, so for the players, right, for us playing, you wouldn't have known that much. But the whole engine got rebuilt. But the characters, the graphics, stuff like that just got improved. Blizzard, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I like a lot of things that Blizzard has put out over the years. I love StarCraft. StarCraft is literally one of my favorite games. I would easily put it in my top 10. WoW, no, not even on my short list. But StarCraft, 100%. 100%. The great thing about HOTS is that it's a MOBA, and it's my only MOBA, and it happens to have one of my favorite games characters in it, so it makes it work really nice. You played StarCraft since right before Brood Wars, so you know what I'm talking about. So they happen to put out a really quality game and a really quality engine. They have the money to throw at it, right? They have the weight to be like, we're gonna hire 100 developers to make this part 2 or whatever. If DDO had the fat stacks to throw things around like that, it could be incredible. I just don't think they currently have those kind of fat stacks. Nor do I think they ever will. Without finding an outside investor. Somebody with really big pockets. The other thing to keep in mind is that they have a licensing agreement now with for DDO with Wizards of the Coast and by extension Hasbro. Could they get another one for a new DDO themed MMO? I don't know. If they didn't, right? If they didn't, could they use a different rule system? Like, could SSG take the knowledge that they've gained from running DDO for all these years, and instead of running DDO, run Pathfinder? Probably. And is it possible that Pathfinder would be more willing to work with them for a Pathfinder MMO by a team that has kept Dungeons & Dragons Online MMO live and going for 14 years? Again, I don't know. You don't think the hype for DDO or D&D MMO is there? Hell, an all-new MMO is not at all really hyped up. Well, that's just it. I think that done correctly, I think done well, and SSG right now is in a position where they are making more wins than losses, in my mind. There are more things to like than dislike right now in DDO and from SSG. I think that they could make something happen if they wanted to. And I think that there's hype out there for more games. Like, look at what's coming out right now for D&D games. They're all top-down, third-person team games. Kingmaker, Slaughterhouse, or whatever it's called. I'm going to be picking that up, I think, in the next couple of days and fiddling with it a couple days a week. I really suspect that there is a possibility for another game to come onto the market. So I think you can. I think a lot of people's mind DDO or D&D and Pathfinder are kind of synonyms to each other. So I think you would be able to continue to rotate a lot of this stuff, a lot of the same things. I think it would be more popular than we thought. Again, if it was on the new graphics, a beefy engine, learned the lessons of the path, I think they could really have they could do it. Do they need to? No, but they definitely have an axe over their head, and it's 4G or not 4G, 4K. It just is. And they have to figure it out. And it might just be, well, we'll ride it to the ground. We'll ride it until there's no one left on the server. Ride it until the game's done. And as long as I have equipment that plays it, and the servers are on, and people like it, I'll play it. I mean, how many 15-year-old MMOs are still out there kicking? Seems like all of the MMOs are that way. I think once people lock into the MMO that they like, they might experiment with other ones from time to time, but they tend to stick with their MMO. Alright, is everyone reasonably comfortable with this this portion of the quests? Should've went and got the collectible. Or do I need to go into like full teaching mode here? Happy to do either. My search is poopy. Oh, good enough though. If everyone's comfortable, then I'm just gonna go through it. If you're a person that struggles with this, holler at me and I will explain how to do it. So you mean to ask, you struggle the most with the surviving traps. I know the traps are there, but I cannot get past it because I just get one-shotted. So you have to decide how you want to change that. Right? There's a couple of ways that you can handle traps. You can disable them, you can dodge through them, or you can brute force through them. Right? Those are like your three options. Make them go away. Dance through them because you don't care. Brute force. Sometimes you can jump through them, and that's in part of the dance through. You can jump over, leap over, stuff like that. So you're gonna have to figure out how to negotiate, how to fly through the particles. So if you're over level 18, and try to be over level 18, and you can use what I call the Scooty Booties, the Cannith Boots of Propulsion. I even think they made a new souped up version for level 28, 29, something. I'm not 100% sure what level the epic Scooty Booties are. The other thing you can use if you don't have access to Scooty Booties, I know that you can you can get an abundant leap effect from one of the prestige or one of the epic destinies. It's probably not the best for being a warlock, but that's an option. Or you can buy the DDO store when they're on sale. I don't know if they are right now. But, yeah, I don't see them. Every once in a while, check the seasonal items. Are you going to close? There we go. Check your seasonal items for what's called a mistletoe. You can get them in 10 stacks. And basically they're a consumable item that you can use just like you can use a like any other clicky, but it shoots you across. It's a abundant leap effect. I suppose the other thing you can do is if race... Oh, I wasn't paying attention when I was doing. If race is not an issue for you, maybe you go... Dragonborn. Maybe you go Dragonborn instead of whatever race you happen to be. Yeah, pick up the racial leap. But if brute force is not an option, then you're going to have to evade. And those are the main ways. Without taking and like splashing some evasion character, classes and getting your reflex save up really high, or figuring out a way to just like pick up a massive pile of hit points. Although on a warlock you should be able to get a big old pile of hit points. Does Night Rebels give out anything decent? All sorts of stuff. Night Rebels is one of the choice festivals. If you don't have the level 7 rune arm, get it. If you don't have a semi-big stockpile of the Ghost Touch gems, get a couple. If you don't have these candies, I don't use them as much as I should. In fact, I should click these two now that I remember. But I would say most people should probably have a set of those candies on each character. I could even see people saying that you want a candy or those 3 candies for every character. I think that the daggers are pretty good. They're not the best. They're not as good as just like having Ghost Touch gems instead. But you can get a bunch of those daggers pretty easily. Not too bad. Anything else kind of jump out at me while I'm thinking about it off the top of my head? I think those are kind of the main things. Just realized that it ends sometime tomorrow, I think, or maybe the day after. Maybe it runs. If it runs through tomorrow, or if it runs to tomorrow, I'm not sure. Usually, when they announce those things, it's through. So I suspect it's through tomorrow. Man, they are really spamming the slows on us tonight, huh? Are we just like killing the thing before we can get our bird to attack? That's an interesting problem to have. Roll! Well, a one and a hold monster. That feels good. Feels real good. Trying to think what else is kind of just like mentally running through the zone. It's also a great experience the first time. Something else to kind of think about. A lot of people will just they'll TR in there like crazy, ETR or mostly ETR. Voodoo kind of lives, breathes, and sleeps it. So if you really want to know the ins and outs of it, he would be the person that I would look to for the most advice. I don't feel like I'm a slack at it by any stretch, but I don't hit that thing like Voodoo does. Voodoo will basically live in Maybar for that month, I feel. Alright, we good? Alright, I'm going to put my Featherfall on. I feel like we've missed enough jumps today that I want to make sure that I don't miss any other ones here. Well, it takes about an hour to get through everything. And if you can run at 5 levels above, you'll have enough materials that you can craft something good. So if you need something, want something, looking to run somebody through, you can pretty much always find a group. I recommend doing the first quest to get keys solo, so you get all the keys, and doing that if you can 5 levels above. Again, 5 levels above is kind of like the thing when it comes to challenges, and it's a challenge. right? So I'm always going to suggest people do 5 above if you can. If you can't do 5 above, do whatever you can. Do the biggest difficulty you can. And figure out what it is you need. Not everything needs every material. And earn those materials. But you can shoot through it in about an hour. Yes, if you're 14, do it on 15 if you can. Also, in addition to that, you'll probably gain a level by the time you're done. Like, you'll get a level easily, I would say. If you when you hit level 20 is like another watermark. So every 5 levels is what I would think of as a watermark, right? So level 1, level 5, level 15, level 20. So it's not that much, level 25, level 30. It's not that much harder to go from level 15 to level level 19. Like it's not so much more difficult in that zone. So yeah, being 14 and doing it at 19 will be fine. That's what I did it on the bear, for example. And the bear didn't have the best DPS. The bear's DPS was just medium. I mean, it was good, but it wasn't crazy. And if you can run around and kill undead, then you're gold. Don't worry about your damage, but survivability. You'll probably be okay. Like, the scariest thing is going to be... There'll be an opportunity to take some negative levels. But they don't... They don't dispel you, if I remember right. So you can use, like, a death ward clicky or something to prevent a problem. Would imagine 19 being harder than that, killing stuff faster than imagine. Yeah, it's... Like I said, it's not meant to be... It's not meant to be a... It's not meant to be crazy. Right? It's meant to be fun. No, the scaling's about the same. And it's not meant to be a difficult thing. It's meant to be a fun experience. It's got some interesting mechanics. It's got some fun little fun things to do. I forgot I could turn undead. Forgot's not the right word. More like didn't realize the power of it right in this particular moment.